I'm generally a pretty kind and patient person. I mean, as a counselor, it's kind of my job to be impartial and to be slow to anger and help sort of soothe things out. But there are some things that are unforgivable, and one of them is dead babies. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Jesse Lyon, a licensed counselor who gives you the psychology behind pop culture. And today we're talking about this horrible video that my wife sent me. Don't worry, nothing graphic, but we're talking about some topics that just really make my blood boil. And it's how people neglect children. So maybe this is just like a PSA. Maybe this is a place for us to discuss the difficult things and the trashy things that we went through as kids and to kind of process our own childhood trauma. But maybe in some other senses, it's just for me to feel good as a parent. Because some days I just wonder and worry if I'm not doing good enough for my son. And then other days I hear stories like this and I'm like, you know what, Jess, you're doing okay. Yeah. It can't be that bad. Your baby didn't die in a boat. And that's what today's topic's going to be about. I haven't actually seen this whole video. So we're going to watch it together and get my live raw reaction. And I'm going to talk about the psychology behind sick people and how this can happen. So without further ado, let's just get into this nonsense. Shout out, I don't know this individual, but TC Huck posted this, and it has quite the viewing because it's just so outrageous. So let's see what we think together. Here we go.
Why are we not doing the same things to adults that they are doing to children?
First of all, fantastic freaking point. Okay, my thought is, right, if you kill a baby, right, negligence or not, that should be considered the same as homicide. Like, it baffles me. Like, I don't know if you guys watch this, but I love to binge a little To Catch a Predator. And if you actually look into those stories, like To Catch a Predator, you guys know what I'm talking about, like the whole Chris Hansen thing, and, you know, lure people into the house, and it's like, hi, I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC, and you're on To Catch a Predator. Have a seat, asshole. And then they talk to him about, like, what were you thinking? You came here to, like, have relations with a minor. Anyways, but they get off so easy sometimes. And I just, I'm flabbergasted. These are things that I just don't think there's an excuse for or any room to talk your way out of. Like, I don't know, ever since I became a dad, I feel like my violent streak has just been ignited, like my paternal protective instinct. And maybe some of you all can comment and let me know if this happens to you, but I just have zero patience for some stuff anymore. And I'm like, I will rip you into pieces if you lay a finger on my child. Anyways, I get it. I understand why some parents may act a little crazy, because I can feel that deep inside my heart. While you're there leaving your comment, if that's something you experience too, like and subscribe to the video. It helps out a whole bunch. Here we go.
I'm nauseous. That story about the parents who left the baby on the boat in like a bouncer in 120 degrees on 4th of July weekend while they went like swimming, frolicking in the lake, ocean, wherever they were. Lake, I think it was.
Unexcusable.
Until the baby's ears bled. And that baby passed. Not only that.
Like what?
Did y'all hear that the parents had the ever-loving nerve to set up a GoFundMe?
What? Set up a GoFundMe? GoFundMe for what? Go fund me like a bullet run to the ammunition. Sorry, that was too dark. Someone's not making it out alive. That's all I'm trying to say. There are some people, and we have to understand this. I will preach this till I'm blue in the face. You may expect people to act reasonable and think common sense is common, but I guarantee you the F is not. It certainly is not. And that thing that you call empathy, where you can feel other people's feelings and you would never hurt another living creature, not everybody has that. And you have to understand, this is the problem with those. I'm not blaming anybody, but this is the problem. We need to bring some awareness to the things that you think other people feel just because you feel them is not true. There is no world in which, like, I would ever, I can't walk 10 feet from my child without like freaking out about, is he okay? Not everybody feels that way. And we have to understand that if you are placing your expectations and your safety on assumptions that other people are going to be respectful and responsible, that is not a safe way to live inside this world. Expect nothing from people. Find your friends, hold them close, hold on to your close relationships because they are gold. There are some crazy things in the world, and you can't assume that everyone understands things the way that you do.
I just want to talk. I just want to talk. You parents, the fact that my car, when I turn it off, tells me, like dings at me, and on the dash it says to check the back seat for children. What the fuck are we doing?
You got a point.
As a
I didn't think about that.
Why do you need to be reminded to check to make sure you don't have your child? Why do you need to be reminded or told what not to do in heat with a baby?
You don't leave them out in the sun, dude.
But beyond all that, why the fuck are we giving money to people that do this? Why are we
people
giving
funding this
money
GoFundMe?
to people that do it? Know what they did. We know what they did. They deserve to feel bad.
I mean, talk about
They deserve
gullible.
to rot. They deserve every single day that they have to live with the fact that they were living it up, swimming in the lake while their baby was bleeding.
100% agree. I'm not the kind of person who says 110% because I think that's a very stupid thing to say because there is no such thing as 110%. It's either 100%. You get what I'm saying. But 100% agree. My God.
Like out. And died. Died. You deserve everything that's coming to you.
You know, and just to like segue for a minute, I deal with a lot of first responders because of trauma. And this is the thing that they tell me the most is like the part that really messes them up is not like, you know, pulling people out of burning buildings or helping people who are in a bad situation. It's to see the absolute depravity of humanity, to see the worst parts, to see dead children, to see people fighting and treating each other in horrible, horrendous ways, to see the torture that human beings put one another through. That's the part that messes them up and why they end up in my therapy office, to see the depths of evil that one human being can go to and treat another human being is the part that is difficult to swallow. It's like you can deal with like life happens sometimes, you know, bad things happen. I'm here to help and rescue and save. But the part that messes them up and the part that they talk with me about is to see this kind of stuff because somebody has to go and try and work a code on that baby to try and bring them back to life, even though they know that the parents have gone so far that this baby's not coming back. And so it's like, it's hard. Well, maybe we'll talk about trauma recovery at the end of this video, but let's let it finish.
Whatever it is, whatever it might be, you deserve every single thing that's coming to you.
There is some prudence to not trying to save people from the natural consequences of their actions. Sometimes you have to see things through, right? And if someone's showing willingness to like try and get better and like work on this stuff, like I'm all for it, you know? But two things. One, we'll talk about trauma. The other thing is, if you'll stick around this long in the video, which by the way, if you've stuck around in this long and haven't liked and subscribed, what are you doing? But here's the two things. One, trauma recovery. You have to learn how to have some boundaries and separation and not place yourself in that place. I think a lot of people struggle with trauma because they place themselves into that story. We all have a story, a time that we were neglected, a time that we were abandoned, we felt alone, that we were mistreated. And so it's really easy when we see another person in a situation like that is we place ourselves into that, right? And we get this tunnel vision and focus. And this is hard. And I know a lot of you listening, listen, I know my demographics. I know a lot of you listening to this have experienced trauma in your past. And so I know that it's really easy to place yourself into the victim role because you've experienced that. But it's so important to remember this is not my story. I am safe. I'm in a different place. I have grown. I have matured. I have processed this. Let me keep some separation because that empathy wants to try and feel what they're feeling. And that is not good. So that's one of the things that you have to remember and kind of think about when it comes to trauma and listening to stories like this and going about your day. It's very important actually for a counselor in particular to learn how to do that, because oftentimes we can project our own story onto somebody else's story, and then we make erroneous assumptions about the story and we kind of muddle things. We get our own mess intertwined with their mess, which is certainly not helpful. And so something to learn. So maybe I'll pass that along to you. But let me know what you think. Do you have any other stories that I should react to? Like this one, my wife was watching this one on the couch. I'm like, you've got to send that to me. I just heard the first like couple seconds. I was like, I got to react to this raw. But let me know what you think. I can't wait to see you in the next video. Until then, bye.